Okay, I think we're good. Okay, I know we're good.
Can everyone hear us okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
We're good, Jake.
Okay, okay. Hi, everybody. How are you doing? Thanks for being here. So for today's class, this will be our last clay building class. There, we're going to end it with a project, and then next week we're going to spend that class time glazing all of our projects, and then we should have a class after that on the 23rd, which is going to be kind of a show and tell, where you guys will get all of your projects back, and you can tell your favorite parts about it, most challenging parts, and just kind of show them off and hopefully celebrate a little bit. Okay, for today's class, we're going to end it. And hopefully it's a little bit of a simpler project. It's kind of a fun project. But we are going to build a clay whistle. Okay, and this clay whistle is going to be shaped like a turtle. I think you have some choices with that, but all I know how to do is the clay turtle. But I know you guys are all very creative out there and can maybe come up with some solutions on your own. Yeah, so I have done this project in the past. I did it with some high school kids and it was a lot of fun. But this is a finished glazed or clay turtle, and it's been glazed and fired. So you can see how sort of glossy and shiny it is. Okay, so the mouthpiece is going to be the head of the turtle right here, and then the whistle is in the bottom or the belly of the turtle. Okay, and I've cut a little hole in this turtle's belly right here, and that's an option whether you want to do that or not, so you can change pitch on it. Okay, so I'm going to give it a go here. Okay, and it works. So that's going to be our big goal of today, is to get our clay turtle to work. All right, so good luck, and I think we can do this. All right. I'll show you some examples really quick, just to brainstorm. And right here,
See if I can get it close enough.
move up, or okay, camera October here.
Okay.
Okay, is some just different examples of turtles on here. So I wanted to show you this first of all. But here's a nice green turtle with pattern in its shell right there. And its feet are kind of going out to the side with cute little eyes. This is the belly shot of it. So you kind of know what that looks like. Here's another turtle with a higher shell on it. Brown shell, green feet, not too much different. And here's one with kind of the shell, and it's kind of splayed out to the side a little bit more, and some cute feet sticking down in there. So there's some different examples of clay turtles. Here are some different examples of whistles. And I think this is basically using the shape that we're going to be using. I don't know about too many different shapes, but we can make some variations on this. Here's a turtle that looks like a pumpkin. Here's maybe a tomato or another different plant-like one. This is almost like another turtle one, a lizard. On some of these, I'd like to show you, they have holes punched in the round part of the whistle. And this will also change the pitch of it. And depending how fancy you want to get or how experimental you want to get, you can punch holes in the bottom of it there, no more than one, and that will change the pitch. So you'll be able to get multiple pitches on that. Here's a cute little fish one. It's made out of there. And here's a bird one. And it's a little bit different shape. I don't know if our bird will come out like that. I think you have the option to try to turn it into a bird. And here is one that is just patterns carved into the whistle. So just designs and patterns carved into it. Okay, so we do have some choices today. Okay. All right. we'll talk about the materials we're going to use today. Okay, so I think everybody should get a block of clay like this. And we're going to use this to make a pinch pot. And you will need a small slab of clay for the bottom of the whistle. And everybody is going to need some popsicle sticks, and preferably 2 for each person in there. I don't know if I told Richard that in the beginning, but hopefully there's enough that each of us could use 2. But we can also share if we have to. Okay, but at least 1 popsicle stick is what you're going to need. Okay. Right now, we're going to start out with our clay block. And I think what we're going to do with that is we're actually going to cut it in half. And I'm going to use half of it for making the pinch pot or the body of the whistle. And we'll use the other half for making the mouthpiece of the whistle or the legs or the tail feathers, or any other details you want to do with that. Okay, so we'll stop for a second and I'll go ahead and start passing clay blocks out. Okay. Okay, everyone. So hopefully you have your materials passed out to you. That was 1 clay block, and we're going to cut that clay block in half. So we just have sort of a little chunk of clay like this, and we're going to use this chunk of clay to make a pinch pot out of. I'm going to squish mine down so it's a little more square, and just kind of compact it. Okay. Be a little gentle. Hopefully we're using our pinch pot skills that we learned from the very first week. That's what I'm hoping we all remember doing that. Okay, all right. When making a pinch pot, we're simply just going to place our thumbs in the middle right there. Just kind of keep pressing down and then rotate in a gentle, not too hard. We don't want to get too thin of walls on this. Using our fingers, our backside to kind of support the clay. Oh,
There are problems.
okay.
I forgot to trim my hands.
Well, uh-oh.
Oh, shoot.
Not many potters have long nails.
Yeah,
It should be,
I usually cut them, but
yeah, what you did this week. No, it's all right. You can always smooth it out in the end. Lots of different shapes to turn. Okay, so we're kind of getting there, and we're gonna go for about a 1/4 inch wall on it. So the wall should be somewhere near the width of what our slabs usually are, about a 1/4 inch thick. These aren't going to be overly huge or big. We don't need a huge whistle. Okay, I'm getting fairly close with mine right here. Squeezing, always rotating.
Is this the top of the turtle?
Mhm. Yeah, so this is going to be the top of the shell right here. This is what the air is going to go through. If it's a little lumpy, that's okay. We can take some water at the end and rub out any bumps or creases or cracks you might have in it. So we're not too worried.
Mine don't look like
theirs. A different turtle, that's okay.
Darn it.
It could, and it could make a very unique sound. So you don't know. Okay, you guys. If you're ready with your pinch pot, mine's fairly good. You might want to put it down on the table. We're not too worried about it being exactly level, but if it's off too much, Squish down and flatten those edges so it's fairly close. Next thing you're going to do is you are going to place it on your slab. You're either going to take a knife tool or a needle tool, and you're going to cut out the bottom of your whistle or the belly of the turtle. Now, when we cut this out, we do want to leave just a little bit extra. So I'm going to cut around it just a little bit big. Not too much, maybe 1/8 of an inch. But you can see I'm leaving just a little bit of space. We're going to use that extra clay to push up around the edge. Yeah.
We're not looking down at you, we're looking at the side, so you gotta.
At the sides, I got to invert it in there. So you can see when I cut around this, I'm leaving just a little bit extra clay on there. I'm not cutting right next to it, but I'm leaving just a little bit of extra clay on the outside of it. We're going to use that clay. We're going to use our fingers to press and mold it in there just to make sure that it's airtight. Okay. Thank you. I'm pretty new at this still. I know this is week 6 or 7.
Oh, I know. Looks complicated.
It looks complicated. And I thought this was going to be an easy one. Okay, this is kind of like the big test, you guys, right here, the final class. So,
I thought a little whistle like it, where I probably knocked me out.
you might- did you get a big turtle shell?
Big.
A big turtle shell, a big whistle. You're going to be the leader of the band. Okay. All right, once you have your slab or your base and you have your pinch pot, we're going to score and slip the two together, leaving just a little bit of that outside edge overlapped. Yes.
It's rounder than my soap dish, but it's still, I think it's my nails.
She's gonna have to make sure that all the sides touch the bottom, right? She's got.
Yeah,
uneven,
pretty
when you
uneven.
Lay it down, there's
Yeah.
gaps in it.
Yep.
so it'll-
How do I
Don't have
get
to
it
see
to- I think it's my nails.
It might be your nails.
So I can go. Teacher, can you please fix my art?
Yes.
I didn't take art. Can you tell? Oh, I didn't think about that.
She loves it. Get to be my needy student.
I know.
That's all right. Makes me feel good.
I don't get to be needy all day, so.
No, you're the one who's always taking
Yeah.
care of stuff. That's pretty good.
Oh, you made it look a lot better.
Yeah. We'll do that. And if you have any extra spaces. in there, you can use that as well. Might even trim up that a little bit.
More?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Hey. Are we ready?
We're good.
Okay, okay, here we go. I'm going to combine my pinch pot on my slab. I'm going to press it down really good. I've used that slip, so it's quite wet on there, and that's a good thing. Not worried about it being too wet. Okay, I'm going to simply take this clay on the outside edge and my finger, and I'm going to start smearing it up like this. Connecting it. If you need to wet the clay a little bit and make it a little more malleable, go ahead and do that. See anything wrong with that? Probably a good thing. I'm just going to seal that edge with our extra clay. Just like Cindy said, each turtle's an individual.
Put a hole inside of it. It's a
Yeah,
little thin, what should I do?
well, I
Put a
don't know.
little extra clay there?
Yeah, you can really, if it's really thin and you're worried about a hole, you can flatten out a little piece of clay. Maybe put it in the water to make sure it's really wet, to soak it for a few seconds, and then add it on there and rub it in there. Okay. Kind of like,
Do you need one of these, maybe? What's a turtle's tail?
so they're little and cute. I think,
Yeah.
yeah, like a little triangle or like a little cone.
I'm worried about it breaking off, but.
Yeah. Maybe if you're good, and I know all of you guys are great with clay by this time, you could put a little tail on there. Okay, so I'm rubbing my edges up there. Really sealing that gap in there. And at the same time, I'm also dipping my finger in the water. I'm kind of smoothing it out a little bit. Looking for any holes or gaps that might be in there. You could take, if you have a small gap or hole, you could take a small pinch of clay and flatten it out. Let it soak in the water for a few seconds. And then add it into it. Just kind of like our small coils that we've used in the past to seal everything up. That in. Okay.
Listen.
It's interesting.
Say that again.
That's gonna be great. You guys guys are really lucky. I hear you guys have a oil painting class coming up.
Yeah, I'll try anything. I try cooking every day. I still can't cook.
Right on. Cindy's still working on her cooking, but wish her the best of luck on that. Maybe you were meant to be a starving artist. I don't know. Maybe. Okay.
I was looking at it. It's looking really bad.
Okay. I'm just gonna
Safe.
walk around.
It's safe.
Oh, okay. You gotta do a little bit of engineering to it. Oh. No, that's great. No, I don't think. The shape and the size will affect the sound.
We're
But
done.
I don't think we're so sophisticated that
Bigger size.
I would think deeper is the bigger size.
Bigger instruments. Yeah.
He's got a longer, thinner.
Ooh, he's got a long. That's gonna
Different
be
sounds.
interesting, yeah. Yes, it is. Oh, that's great.
See what's better?
I think it's beautiful. It's just gonna get messy in here. We're just getting messy. Hey, I think that's funny.
Yeah, we
Put
had
some
some
in here
church.
for the town, so that's, I didn't dance with that.
You could, if you don't want those in there, you can take that little piece and maybe flatten it out when it's real wet and rub it in there.
Okay,
Yep.
shingles, thank you.
Okay.
Windows and doors. Yeah.
That works.
There you go. You can do it.
Okay, I think everybody's doing really good. I hope you are. If you have any questions, let me know. We're gonna get ready to make the mouthpiece of the whistle here. What we're gonna use for the mouthpiece is just going to be a small square block of clay. We're going to have to slip and score it. So it's just a small square block. This. So I'm going to take some of my extra clay, my handy clay knife. Cut out a square block, probably 3/4 of an inch.
Cube or rectangle?
I prefer more of a cube, I guess. Could be a bit of a rectangle. We don't want to make it too big. I think the bigger we make it, the more difficult it's going to be. So I'm going to cut that, and this is more of a rectangle here. So I'm just going to cut off just a little bit and come up with a pretty cube shaped piece of clay in there. Mm-hmm. You can always make it for just about the size of your turtle. Okay, you're going to have to decide on which end of your turtle do you want to put the head. Do you have some area that looks more like a tail and one area that looks more like where a head should belong? Okay, go ahead and decide that end. Going to
How thick do you,
how thick is this? This is probably just about a 1/2 inch by a 1/2 inch. Let me see.
Will it work?
Yeah,
Too thin?
I think this is too thin. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's the one.
Oh, okay, so this might be getting a little bit ahead of me. When you put the mouthpiece on, it has to be level with the bottom of your turtle's belly. Okay, make sure it is level with the bottom of your turtle's belly. Should have told you that before. I've been a little bit behind.
So if we just
Okay.
let it set flat, we can just scoot it right in.
Yep, so if you let it sit flat on the table and and scoot it right into place and give it a little squish on there.
Okay, so there's no gap, they should both touch the.
Yep, they should both touch the table. So this is going to be a flat surface between the belly of your turtle and the mouthpiece of the whistle here.
And you gotta make sure you score and slip it right when
Yeah.
you put the two pieces
Now, what-
together.
Yeah, lots of scoring and slipping, always. Okay, I'm gonna squish that on.
You'll put a hole in it first. Stick it together. didn't it?
Yeah, and then we're gonna put a hole in it. Okay. So I'm going to take the edges of my mouthpiece, use my finger and use them to connect my mouthpiece to the body there. Just sort of pinching it down a little bit. Yeah, and we can use that too. All right. Okay. I'm going to use a little bit of teeny coils on there. Roll these up real thin. This is always a good idea. I like to take my coil and I like to place it in the water and just let it soak, okay, for about 10 seconds in there, just to make sure that it's real wet.
What are the little teeny, just decorations on it?
No, just to seal in that mouthpiece. I'm a little worried that just running our fingers over there and connecting it isn't going to be enough. Maybe not everybody is so good at that. There's nothing wrong with making sure it's connected even better. Okay, I'll take my coil and wrap it around the base of my mouthpiece.
Just on 3 sides?
You can do it on 4 sides if you like. And my turtle is pretty basic, but when you do this, it actually looks like there's a little bit more of a shell, doesn't it? Feel free. If you know more about turtles, me to decorate it, look at more like a turtle like you imagined. That's great. It kind of gives it a turtleneck, Bill says. Oh.
I'm sorry.
It's funny, but
It sounded funny, very rehearsal. That's all I can think.
That was a shell of a joke.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy. Okay.
It's easier.
Yeah.
Actually, if you can ever read BC, there's a turtle and the bird.
Yeah.
This reminds me of that, this reminds me of that turtle.
This could get interesting. Okay. Okay, if everybody has the mouthpiece on there, we're getting ready to get into the complicated part. Okay, so everybody take a deep breath. Okay, breathe out. This is where it gets a little bit technical. This is the big test here. Okay, to get the mouthpiece correct and get the opening correct for making the whistle. I know, it's a little nervous. I'm a little nervous too. All right, but we have some tricks in order to do this. Is everybody ready on our end here?
Is his head too big?
Yes.
Is that head too big?
Nope, I think it's perfect.
I just sliced it a little bit off.
Is it too small?
There's something for us. I think it will be all right, as long as we can just get the lip of it. So we'll give it a try. Okay. Here we go. Okay, everybody, are we ready? No, she says. Some of us are dragging our
Let me
feet
get in
over
pretty
here.
Close here so everyone can see.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, this is where it gets a little bit specific. So the base of our turtle shell, the belly of it, is that slab, and it's about a 1/4 inch thick down there. So we want to remember just about how thick that is, okay, or imagine where the bottom of that slab is. When we put the popsicle stick through, we want to make sure that it hits right below that slab in there. Okay, we're looking at slipping that mouthpiece or air hole right in below the bottom of that slab.
Or if we turn it over above the slab. We don't want it to go into the slab.
You don't want to let it go into the slab. Yeah, so if you turn it over on its belly, then it's going to be going directly above the slab.
Okay.
Okay, if I turn it like this, it's going to be going in directly below the slab. Okay, eye it up. Kind of make your mark, maybe across. I think mine's going to be about right there, about right in the middle of my square for me. I'm just going to push it through.
Yeah, you feel it.
Yeah, and you can feel it
Yeah.
if you've done it right, which I like. I like the oohs and ahs so far.
We just leave the stick in.
Yeah,
Well,
there it goes. And it kind of slides in like that. So we should be.
Popsicle head.
Popsicle head, it is. Yeah. So apparently this is a hungry turtle. Is eating this popsicle.
Cindy, will you put mine in? I'm scared to put mine in.
Just make your mark where you think it's gonna go first. You gotta make sure it goes above the bottom.
Yeah.
Get your popsicle stick wet.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah, that is a good idea to get your popsicle stick wet. So we'll slide in there easier.
Just leave it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll wait. You're gonna have to be patient. Cindy, and wait for this next part. So if you've got it in there, just leave it in. Okay, here comes the next part. This is a little bit technical. I don't know if I'm a little crazy for doing this, but we're gonna take the second popsicle stick and we're going to lay it parallel with this one. So I'm going to parallel, and I'm even going to measure up the ends so it's directly the same there. And even it up. Straighten it out a little bit. You want to have that popsicle stick centered as much as you can. So even if you have to move it over a little bit, edge it up, that's all right.
What's the purpose of the bottom one for?
Okay, I'm going to show you because mark making, basically kind of using it to measure. Okay, so I'm going to get a parallel like that. I'm going to take my needle tool. Got it. Now I'm going to make a mark on this side of my popsicle stick. And it doesn't have to go too far. Okay, I'm gonna make a mark with my needle tool on this side of the popsicle stick. And I want to make sure that that mark is somewhere near the edge of my whistle. We're gonna cut that opening real close. Okay, to the edge of the whistle. I'm gonna put a mark on this side and this side. So you should have something that looks like that. It's right in line with your popsicle stick. Hi, Shelley. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good. Are you ready for some clay?
No.
No? Yeah? You want to get a kiln firing going? Yeah.
Did you bring yours?
I have 2 at my house. I have 2 at my
Richard
house.
has some?
No, Richard's not here.
Oh,
Yeah, so he wasn't able to bring them.
sorry, July.
I'm really worried about firing and how many, but no, don't fire them tonight. We'll get a little bit more in. We only have 1 shelf on there, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I was just checking to see if you had some more. I'd get it
Okay.
started for
and
you.
you would get it started. That's so awesome. That's awesome. Are you gonna be around tomorrow or not?
During the day, yeah.
During the day you are? Okay.
How long did that need to be?
It's just about an inch, inch and a half. Yeah, not too long.
That's past the node, right?
Yeah, and so just right about the edge there.
Have to go, doesn't matter how far the lines are drawn.
Not too far. I want it close to the edge of the turtle, to the beginning of the mouthpiece right there.
Where you can carve it away.
Yeah, you want it fairly close in there. Some tricks I've learned. There. And we'll see. Hopefully these are good tricks. Okay, so we're ready for the next part. We're going to use our second popsicle stick again. And I want you to imagine where the edge of your pinch pot is at. Okay, right here along this edge or this curve, right where the mouthpiece was connected to your pinch pot, okay, with the shell of your turtle. I'm going to turn my popsicle stick sideways, going across the lines I made perpendicular. So that's just a little bit behind where I think the edge of my turtle shell is. It's perpendicular. I'm going to take my needle tool again, and I'm going to make 2 marks. And then what we've created is a little square. And that square is where we're going to cut out. That square is where we're going to cut out our opening for our whistle. Really working you guys today, I know. Pushing it here. Yeah. So if you have a needle tool, maybe even a clay knife would work better, but something thin. You're gonna want something thin. Leave the popsicle stick in when you cut it. Okay, you got that there. You got your square.
You're gonna cut that out?
Yep, and then I'm gonna cut it out and I'm gonna leave my popsicle stick in, and that's gonna give me just a little bit of support when I cut it.
Could you come see if her square is too high up?
Mhm.
Because it's not supposed to be on the neck, right?
So it should be right there.
Yeah, a little back. Nope. So I'm imagining that your shell of your turtle's
I brought you up
there.
play.
I would
always
always-
call you, you didn't answer it.
No, we were stuck.
Like that.
You were stuck.
And then hold a second, it Jay's truck to bring me.
Is this far enough back? This is all the way
Oh,
through.
scared.
No, it's all right. There we go.
Did you hurt him?
No, I didn't. You made a little gurgle sound.
Oh, I think you did. I think you did. Do it, TPR. TPR. Come on, we want to watch.
I know.
Well,
She gets a ration every day.
Looks Good. Yep.
She's gonna live that.
So I cut
I'll
this
clean this
one
whole
out.
out.
Yes.
Well, we'll clean it up. Ooh, that looks real good.
Whatever you did right there looks real good.
Let me see yours.
What do you do?
Yeah, I don't know what I did. I just did it.
You want to use this? You want to use my exact?
Yeah.
I've got it, I just
Oh,
got
did
it.
you?
Kind of
Well,
Yeah.
Clean it out. Yeah.
You want to make it.
Okay. So far over here, we've seen some good cuts so far. Yeah. And Cindy is going to clean hers up.
Not on the other side of that. Yeah, you're gonna clear your stick.
You guys are killing my turkey.
We'll make it pretty at the end. We can always fix it up.
Just think
Okay.
about sickle stick in and then we'll be sticking on his tongue.
Maybe, pretty much. Implement the long turtle tongue. Sounds a little bit more like a chameleon.
Flaming, put it in the camera.
Yes, it will. The dragon. Okay. So I've cut this square section out of there. I got mine fairly clean on the side, so that's good. But if it's a little bit messy, feel free to take a tool, just clean up the edges, wipe the excess off, clean up the edges, wipe the excess off.
Yeah. jeez.
Okay.
I had to shovel it. Stuff here. Well, I'm having it out of the house, right here. The
Got some
shovel.
people like, I don't know if we do this.
Yeah, is it getting a little complicated?
It looked like some piece.
Okay.
Yeah, they're still working, so give them some time.
No. Nail.
This is gonna kill
Hello,
us.
Tyler.
Oh, I don't know.
Looking at each other. It was like,
Yeah, look at each other.
I just kind of look at it and kind of make sure that it. Okay, now you gotta take this.
He did.
Tool here. Somewhere I got a tool.
So this one, their date on.
No, it is. We're gonna.
Now,
Is that too late?
This is what I've been doing. If you look at
I
it,
think
you-
it should.
you're gonna.
A little worried about the edges on the outside of it. We're just gonna try it like.
Now, if you notice,
Just need
look
to
at it.
wide on the outside. What we're really doing is we're trying to blow that there. We're gonna bevel it to a sharp point. As soon as that air hits that bevel point, so.
Bigger
Then the shell.
than the shell.
Well, no, it will stay there, but we're gonna bevel this backside.
See where that dark shadow is? That's what I'm going on my.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shadow. And I'm just following that shadow around. All the way around.
While it's upside down, when you get time to put your initials in it.
Oh. Smart idea.
I only thought of that myself.
Now. Okay, now what you wanna do, is,
That's not on purpose. Yeah. But
Just make sure that the legs are secure so they don't fall.
My
you
granddaughter
go
said
around.
something. My name is Cynthia.
Oh, shoot, okay, I introduced myself as Sylvia, and people were laid back, so they always showed me to Cindy, and it's like.
Yeah.
Lily introduces me as, this is my grandmother, Cynthia.
Does she little Lily does and yeah, so the Cynthia.
Yeah.
She is.
Oh, she's so
They
sweet.
just have that small little ball.
And tender hearted.
Made it okay.
Yeah, she's.
Stop it.
Yeah.
And so I got out.
So short. So when she's at our house, grandpa's always telling
Yeah.
I was wondering, she's in first grade, I'm surprised they haven't already. You know, yeah, it's on the tippy toes.
I've seen other kids. Yeah. That's something we'll discuss or something.
Like, so lucky it's okay.
I'm just gonna lose that.
The whole thing.
Well, that's around. So she wears high heels and then when she's in the house, she's comfortable. She's always, in our house, I tell her, I say, you know, I said, you know,
Just kind of make it nice and smooth all the way around. Blend it all, keep it up, blend it all down.
Some of the kids, and I've talked with the PE teacher. He's brought it up about it.
She's very flexible.
Is she?
They just.
Somebody I'll give you a quick.
That's true.
Okay, and that's
I
true.
have her clumsy.
Okay. Hmm.
So you go. You don't mean anything.
All I have is two basically, if I stayed up tonight late, yeah, let's do it next week. And if Richard can get his pottery in and stuff, I think that would become closer. Please.
All right.
Thanks.
Okay.
Have a great night.
Okay, so I made it right around, you're supposed to make a square.
Yeah, but that's not bad.
There's always one.
Right. I think we can do it. Yeah. No, it's the right. Okay, are we ready for the next part?
Looks like it. Yep.
Okay. It's gonna get pretty technical here. It keeps getting worse. I know. Okay. Lots of steps to this. I hope you're doing okay over there. Might have challenged you a bit on this. But you have the opening cut for your whistle. You should be able to see your popsicle stick down there below. And the next part that we're going to cut is just sort of a bevel or an angle to our mouthpiece, or not to our mouthpiece, but to our opening in there.
Okay.
Okay, and what this does, when you create a sharp angle in the bottom of it, when you blow that air through,
It slides up to the.
yep, it will pass through, and that sharp bevel, about a 45-degree angle, will split the air, and that's what creates the whistle sound in there. Okay,
Which way is it slanting?
it's gonna slant forward.
Oh,
This one works
okay,
here.
so, okay. So it
Works.
goes this way.
Yeah. What I'm gonna use for this, and you guys might want to wait, and I talked to Richard about this, but a X-Acto knife, okay, to cut the bevel. And I think this is good because we want it pretty sharp and angled and exact, so I can pass this around. So I'm just going to come in here about 45 and start to cut it across. Oops, I'm gonna cut the sides down in there. Yep. Okay.
45.
Yeah, about a 45. So if we have a little time, and I think we're doing pretty good, I'm gonna use this X-Acto blade to cut just a really nice, sharp.
Could you maybe turn it forward so they look confused?
Okay, so I'm using this X-Acto knife to cut a 45-degree angle forward down onto the popsicle stick. Okay.
I kind of waited
Better use this.
Yeah. I think that's right. Dawn, do you want to use? You've already used it. Do you want to help them out with it?
You can go get it all.
Okay.
Do first. Yeah, you can nose in there.
Thank you.
Nora.
Well, at least it's a little bit rounded.
Mine starts here.
Can you use that knife or should we wait for the second knife?
You should wait for the X-Acto knife. I would.
We start decorating tobacco, right?
You may. Yeah, if you have time, you can start decorating the shell. Maybe using a carving tool to carve some different shapes into it. I'm gonna try it, and then we might have to make some adjustments to it. Yeah.
So leave it alone.
Yeah, leave it alone for
Okay.
now.
All right.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go on to the next part. I'm gonna talk a little bit about your bevel and here your angle. You can take maybe a flat metal piece and just get it maybe a little wet. Smooth it down, compact it, press it onto your popsicle stick. Kind of a smoother, sharper angle you can get, a better whistle. Sound you should get out of that. I'm just smoothing that bevel out with my metal piece. Okay.
It's really.
Okay, you guys, I think we're ready for the next part. If you guys want to step up and maybe gather around and watch this part too. This part's pretty important. So if you want to stop what you're doing and look up here, okay?
Good angle on it.
We're waiting.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Is there nothing to do?
Might need more of an angle to that. More 45 in there. It's looking like a 60 or a 20. Okay, I'm gonna go in and we'll just help Dawn here in a second. Okay, pulling out the popsicle stick. Here we go. All right, Dawn. So we're gonna pull out the popsicle stick. When I do this, mine's in there pretty good. So I'm gonna hold. It's starting to slide out. Try to keep it straight. Okay. What we're going to have to do next is we're going to have to clean that airway or the mouthpiece way from clay that gets built up in there. This is something that I discovered. So as I'm pulling out, I can see it's kind of pulling some clay with it. I can look through and I can see there's a little bit of light. Okay. So it's still clogged up pretty good. I'm going to take my needle tool. I'm going to start cleaning that edge of my mouthpiece right there. I can just push that extra clay that's kind of blocking my air passage in there. You can see there's extra clay in there. Clean that little part out. Yeah, you see you got that kind of little extra lip area in there.
This piece right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we want to do whatever we can to kind of clean out that mouthpiece in there. And some of it might be connected to your wall. Some of it might be on the upper part of it. I'm going to take my popsicle stick and we're going to do this several times. I'm going to push it back in. And oftentimes you get a little clay on the end of it. When you push that back in, I'm going to take this needle tool. It's a little delicate process. I'm going to clean the clay off of it. Bring it back out. I'm going to look at it in the light. I can still see the opening with the mouthpiece in it. If you get a little bit of clay down in the bottom of your whistle, I think that is okay. I don't think that should hurt our sound. So if you're worried about fishing all of that clay out of there, you don't have to worry about that so much. As long as that airway is clean.
Now.
Oh, nice.
Should we make a sound?
Maybe.
Yeah,
I
like this.
hear a little bit. Oh no.
So we go both.
No, it's gonna be okay. I think there's some things. I think. Get a little bit. Yeah. I forget.
It made noise.
It made noise. And we'll work on it. Did you do it? Okay, there's some tricks. We'll keep working on it to make it a little bit better in there. Okay. So if you're getting a good sound of it or out of your whistle, you should probably leave it alone and not fiddle with it too much. If you're getting a little bit of a sound that is close to a whistle, I can show you a few tricks here. It's sounding better. Okay. So it does. When I explained it before, you need that beveled edge there to be down a little bit, and it needs to split the air when it comes in. So this is what I did to help my whistle. Okay. I put my stick back in, but then I pressed down right behind my opening in there. I pressed down so that bevel is going to split the air a little bit more. It might be up above your airflow. So I squished down like that. And then I pulled it back out. You always have to check that air opening. There's a little bit of dirt in the mouth. I'm sorry about that too. Okay. Oh, close. Do that right there.
Here?
Doesn't work before, yeah, that's.
Wow.
Yeah, it's supposed, this
Yeah.
is supposed to be easy.
Wonder if we can just shave right that part.
Which part are we talking?
I don't know.
Oh.
It was working before.
This
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad. You're not gonna go with it? Okay.
Yeah, I made it worse and then I made it fast. I made it.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have
It's not too bad. I would call that pass.
Cause when I pushed it down, I lost it completely.
Oh, did you? Maybe it was too far down. And yeah, that's trying to get that correct level.
Oh, I lost my myself.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, that's one.
Hey, Jake,
Okay.
she has a tiny little hole. You can see a lot of her shell there, so.
Okay.
Do I need to shave it away
I'm keeping it.
Did you get a good one?
I think that
Perfect.
that was
good. Too bad.
Yes.
No.
I really like the exact.
I think I put it.
Did you? And I think I put it
See,
over here.
So then we- She didn't hurt you. Well, it's a little bit rounded. Oh, no, it's usually like a turtle. Is that mine?
Mhm.
Oh, I get to be mine.
Yeah. So just little adjustments, I guess.
Oh, oh.
For now.
Yeah, yeah. Now I'm gonna put a design on it.
Okay.
Yep.
We can usually have these up as an octagon thing.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Is that Dawn's?
Yeah.
Was that Dawn's? Hey, that's a good one. Yeah. Nice job. Good. Okay, how are you guys doing over there? Do you have any questions regarding the sounds of the whistles? Little adjustments are going to help with that. Okay, no questions yet? All right. Yeah, I printed all these out and didn't give them to you. So I have, yeah, sure.
Here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay.
All kinds of feet to look at.
Oh,
If
thank
you
you.
have a shoe fetish, you might look at.
Shoot, I do have a shoot fetish. I don't know,
plastic. Yeah, on the mouth side of the,
I don't know if that would help.
hey,
Small.
worst they can do is not help, you know.
Well, this is.
It's a little trouble, huh? The sharper bevel in there. Is that how you got yours to work for? Okay.
So bad I had it.
Yes. Now that other neighbor's trying to give her. Yes. it's only that. That's. The roof was under process. She kept coming back to the house. I said,
We went to the house, right?
I said, I had it working for you.
All of those kids, they're just,
Cleaned up, man.
they're.
Yeah.
you could have waffle.
What?
You could have all day with your
Nope. Something was wrong with what the.
It was
Right,
an egg,
egg.
yeah, it was an egg. Yeah.
They were supposed to do it. Why didn't they give them first?
I was just wondering.
Cracking on the side of the-
Oh.
Oh,
Cute.
I noticed that before.
Why you put it like that?
I was gonna go tell. Some of those bad things.
Whoa.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, now.
Ron? Hello.
You've become the whistle
You're the
expert.
whistle-
yeah.
you're the whistle expert. Tell us what we're doing wrong.
Whistle whisperer.
And I have a fossil Pascal clay.
Working all those key locks all those years, making the holes, putting in the holes for keys.
Can you go help them?
Yeah, they want you to.
Don, they want you to help you.
They want you to help them make a, oh.
Well, if you got a minute,
Yeah, he didn't hear you.
Sorry.
you can't do any worse than I'm doing, so.
I'm getting that cheap thing works, and the big one I found out, cleaning it.
Just cleaning it, huh?
Because you bring that stick out.
Every time and
And all that out, and look in there, and that's right down. I have to drill a hole in mine too yet, but cleaning, that's, you know, keep blowing and blowing, and don't let it, finally cleaned it out.
I don't know. Sure.
How'd you get his legs on?
I just leave 4 balls and then squish them.
Okay, you got it? All right. Hi, you guys. Hopefully you guys are getting the sound out of your whistle. A little nervous, but you guys haven't asked any questions yet. So. Okay. Hopefully you've got it. There is little adjustments and little things we can do to help you get that whistle. If you've got your whistle where you want it, you can begin adding some feet to your turtle. And you can have them sticking up like this, or you can have them attached to the side of it. You can put some holes in your turtle shell. This is a little scary because if you have that whistle where you want it, you can risk it and pop a hole in the bottom. I think I just put a little hole. I think I was going to experiment and put some holes in my shell here, which so you can change some pitches that way or tunes. It might be a safer bet to actually put it in the shell itself, maybe so it's not so close to that delicate opening area. If you're really wanting to do that.
There we go.
Oh my gosh.
Just
Oh, I
need
wish-
somebody they're doing.
Yeah. I wish you guys had Don over there. He's got about 3 or 4 of our whistles working over here.
Yes, that's why I'm taking it. Just listen. She said, I don't think she's. Well, she came in with never.
Do you think they've just given up? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Uh-huh. They don't have any over there. No, that's, I'm curious if I should just ask to see if it actually works.
Now, what was we doing?
Well,
Nice and
let's
sweet.
attaching some parts here. I might, just to experiment a little bit, I might put some holes in the shell over here. And
Okay,
See
I'm
how that
assuming
works.
this works like a flute. In other
Mhm.
words, you know, the holes, you get different pitches.
yes, yeah. So it should, the different holes should get different pitches. You might put some smaller ones and some bigger ones in there. Yeah. I don't know if this is gonna be worthy of 4 holes, but I don't know. I imagine I could
I
turn it
know a
up.
flute's usually a straight,
like
in
this.
a line.
Yeah, they are in there. And that might be the ticket. Maybe you put one bigger or a smaller hole and a
Yeah.
bigger hole in the
I'm
back
I'm just
shell.
wondering, do you still need that one in the bottom if you're gonna put some in the straight row in the top?
Maybe, I don't know. I'm not gonna put one in the bottom here like that. I did that with this one here
Yeah,
and it works well just for,
yeah, just
Little-
one, yeah,
yeah, just one in there, a little fluctuation
yeah.
coming out. Oh, no, this. I'm just really happy if that works.
Jake, this is Missy at Star Valley.
Hi,
Can you hear me? I
Yeah.
just wanted to remind everybody to engrave their initials and their library letter and their whistles.
okay. That's great, Missy. Thank you so much. Hey, I'd like to remind everybody, because I've been reminded, go ahead and make sure to carve your initials and the first letter of your location. So K for Kemmer, T for Thane, C for Cokeville, S for Star Valley. Did I get that correct? Okay,
A for Alpine.
and A for Alpine. Yep. Thank you. Okay.
So it looks like they're just wrapping up and cleaning up now, so. I
Are
guess-
they?
I guess we can just say goodnight.
Okay. All right. Good night, you guys. Hope everything went well. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. Thank you.
Didn't know we did anything.
Good.
We just make sure no one's gonna ask.
Okay.
Okay.